We are now live. Welcome. Happy Thursday, everyone. Love is love. All right. We're about to break down our trades today. And if you guys are relatively new and don't know the way that I trade, basically wait until a setup presents itself. And we take the trade according to our plan, right? And what we waited for today was basically towards like 10 in the morning, and we took these calls and we swung some calls yesterday, right? Which was a nice banger as well. And they ran the calls that we swung yesterday ran nicely over like I think 275%, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, we took some nice bangers yesterday and we swung them overnight along with today. So congrats. Congrats if you took those. Yeah, the calls we took yesterday ran over 280%, and then the ones that we held today during our trading hours ran during for 275%. So let's break that down today, right? Everybody's wondering. Okay, so what do we see during market open, right? Like during the pre-market hours, we had this gap here at let me delete that. We had this gap here at 498.64, right? So what does this tell me relatively about just in general from either buy side or sell side, right? So this just tells me that potentially we may fill the gap to the downside. Not 100%, but I mean a good chance that we will fill the gap here at the downside. But we took this setup, right? We took this setup here. We waited for that two-legged pullback, right? Everybody was waiting. All right, so let's break that down here, right? So, um, welcome, Dawson. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Happy Thursday. So, today we took the setup here on the SPY and we swung calls overnight yesterday, right? We swung the calls here from this entry somewhere here, right? This entry somewhere here, right? Swung them overnight. They were in nicely. So let's go over today, what we did today, right? So let's go to the 1 minute here, and then let me break that down for you guys here relatively, right? So I saw, okay, we had a strong move down, right? We had that one move, pull back down, right? And we never filled the gap here, right? We still see this open pocket here. We never filled, right? So if we extend right, we see that price was literally moving pretty strong, right? And we mentioned that this area at 538 where we were tagging above, if you look on the 5 minute, we were constantly rejecting this area, right? We did not hold above this area once, twice, three times, and then four times, and then squeeze, right? So if we look here on the 3 minute, this is what we did exactly today. Okay. Now, okay, let's go down to the 1 minute and then break this down. Okay, so first of all, when did I take the calls, right? We took calls. So I saw, okay, we had a push move higher, right? After the the sellers try to push price down and try to fill the gap down here, but never did, unfortunately. So this tells me that there is a strong area of demand here from the buyers, correct? Now, with that being said, we are waiting for this, right? So if we go to the 3 minute now, right, we see a higher high in price. So this candle here, right, is this price here higher than this candle, right? Correct. So we go to the 1 minute now, break down this. So we saw a higher high in price. Like we always tell you guys, bear traps. This is what we like to trade. We love the bear traps, right? Higher high in price, right? And then look, they try to break it below this low, right? We broke below this low, right? This is where we took calls. Literally, we took calls down here. We took calls right down here, right? Candlestick down here. Stop loss at the low of day. And look what happened. As soon as we broke here, right, there was like these contracts are already up 45%. We scale some here, right? And I mentioned when we got above this area at that 538 level, I told you guys today during market, we were going to have some resistance here. So I did scale some out at this area here too. When we saw weakness at this area, we scale some here. I scale some here on this candle here. Give me a second. Like this candle here. We scale some on this candle here. Right? Move stop loss at point of entry. Now drag this across. We never got stopped. Our price never broke below our stop loss, right? And we rolled these all the way to the top. Beautiful. This trade ran over 275 or 80%. So, you know, these were nice if you guys took them. And we waited all day for the setup. You guys have to sit on your hands and wait for the setup to present itself. No need to rush in the market and try to make quick money. It's not going to be like that all the time. You have to sit there, wait for the setup to present itself, and you take the setup. But so what we see today on the daily chart, right? Everybody's wondering now, right? So let's see if maybe we can retest this zone tomorrow, right? This block order. This may be acting as an area of support at that 500 level now. So let's look on the 24-hour chart, right? We're pushing near the highs here. So at we're near 503, right? We're pushing near all-time highs here relatively. So no one's gonna tell you guys this, but you know, buy the dip, right? We're not scared of the dip. We buy the dip. We love the dip. So that's pretty much that, really. I mein, there's really nothing to say, right? I mean, we filled the gap here at this area 500 and candle close at 590 89 98. We filled that gap, right? So what I'm now targeting from the buyers, right? We're wondering what we're targeting for the buyers here. So where we're targeting is 516 next. That's my target next week. 516.26. This is what we like to see. 513 first, 513.82, then 516. That's where I'm targeting. So with that being said, patiently waiting, see if we can see some sellers here. We're going to maybe see some sellers here again at 503.50. That might be an area of sellers. And then that's pretty much that. Tesla. We talked about Tesla yesterday, right? We had that inverted inverted head and shoulder on the daily chart. Squeezed today. Squeezed. Literally squeezed. A solid point of entry, but we never took it because we took SPY instead. But let's break this down, right? Everybody's wondering now. We break this down now for you guys. So you see here, all right? Push higher, first initial move. Push grinding, right? That pop and grind setup we talk about a lot. We talk about this a lot. Every single day we talk about this setup, right? Pop and grind, right? So now we anchor off this low here, right? Drag it across, right? You literally drag this across here, and then we anchor this to the high, right? Give me a second here. So you guys can see my setup that I take, right? If get this better setup here. Alrighty. So if you guys use that pop and grind setup, this is an really good entry here as well, right? We take entries here at the pop and grind setups as well. Literally pop and grind setups. We love those, right? When price is popping and grinding higher, it just tells us we don't want to short this. Sellers are slowly getting out, and we're playing with the momentum, right? If you drag this across here, look, right? And then when I was looking at this setup earlier with the SPY, I saw this setup too, right? This is that bear trap setup we talk about all the time, right? You look here, look to the right, right? We look here, we see here, right? Bear trap, right? You look on a 3-minute, we made higher highs here, right? High, higher high, fake low, right? So let's go to the 1-minute now. We look here, higher high in price, right? This high, right? this high, right? Try to break down here, try to stop you out, right? So let's say we took that entry. We were looking at this at earlier today. I didn't alert them though. We were looking at this, right? Stop at low, and they ran today. They ran. They squeezed, like literally still squeezing after hours. Literally still squeezing. Like look at this setup. This is what we look for. We take these setups every single day. We love these setups. But that's pretty much that really. I mean, my tomorrow, my what I'm looking for tomorrow for SPY wise is okay. As we push above these areas, right? We're about to fill the gap here on Tesla soon here. SPY, I'm looking for, okay, if price moves back above these highs, right? Are we going to see some type of momentum down? Because we're already pushing pretty hard up here, right? We may see some sellers soon, right? We may see some sellers here at this, where is this? At this area from 502 to 503.95, 502.95. We may see some sellers. So to keep in mind, this may be an active area of resistance for us. So we might come down from there. That's what I'm looking for to, and maybe we may reject this area and come back down and retest and fill these gaps for a continuation higher. But let's look on the hourly, right? We're squeezing above these highs now. Right? That's beautiful setup here, right? We're breaking above these highs, and let's look on the hourly. We zoom out, draw the channel across, right? Draw the channel, right? Draw this across. So let's see if we can retest these highs here from the buyers, right? See how strong their momentum is tomorrow. If we have strong momentum, we may see higher, right? That'll be great. I would like to see that. But we do have several gaps here, right? We have two gaps down to the downside, and these never really filled here at 494.31 and then 498.64. We have two gaps to the downside we never filled. So keep that in mind. We may fill it down tomorrow or next week or however the case may be, but these are going to serve as an area of support soon. If we do bounce back down, then that'll be an area to be watching for us. But that's pretty much that, really. I mean, this is a nice bear trap here too, right? Bear trap here from yesterday. We took it higher. So, is there any questions from anyone here? We have a lot of nice setups here. So just sit on your hands and wait for the setup to present itself, and we take that setup. If there's no questions, I'm going to be calling it here. So just want to kind of enlighten you guys a little bit more about the setups that we take so you guys can get familiar with the setup. If there's no questions, I'm gonna call it here, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, my name is Suicune, and have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys.